Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel Renegade 444, where we can talk about any and everything. But today we are not talking tarot. Before I get into the message for today, thank you for everybody supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving comments. Thank you for sharing the video if you've been sharing it. I really appreciate it. Let's go on my channel, you guys. I really appreciate it. But today this video is going to be about my spiritual journey, how I got into spirituality, how I got into reading tarot, how I learned about my spiritual gifts, where I'm at right now. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to clearance our energy before we get into the word. I pray our angels and our ancestors and our spirit guides are around us right now. Anybody formed against us shall not prosper, so we can speak the truth. Nothing but the truth shall help me God. Everything I speak today will be the truth. On my terms. Everybody has a different perspective on spirituality and a spiritual journey, but this is my turn. So if you don't like what I have to say, or if you don't agree with what I have to say, keep it to yourself. So let's get into it. I'm drinking me some dandelion tea. I'm drinking me some dandelion root tea. This tea is really strong. It really tastes like fresh herbs. I put honey in it. It's really strong, y'all. It tastes like flour. It literally tastes like flowers. And just boiled it down. It's just unique. It tastes like flour. Okay, just trying to think of the word, but it tastes like flowers for real. But after you drink it for a while, it kind of tastes good. Because I've been drinking it for a while, so it kind of tastes good now. So let's get into it. So I get this question a lot. How long have I been reading tarot? I've been reading tarot since, not last year. I've been reading tarot since 2020. Yeah, wow, time really been moving. I feel like I've been reading tarot. This 2022, right, y'all? I've been reading tarot since 2021, since last year. So it's been like a full year since I've been reading tarot, like hosting videos on TikTok, because that's when I started my first TikTok account. I started posting videos, but I started reading tarot last year. So it's been like a full year since I've been reading tarot. So let's go to the beginning. Okay, how do I get into spirituality? No, okay. Spirituality versus religion. I didn't grow up religious. I didn't grow up going to church. I didn't grow up worshiping anything or anybody. Of course, I know who God is, of course. But we didn't go to church. My mama used to take us to church every blue moon. We weren't one of them people that went to church on Easter. Like, you know how most people just go to church on Easter? Did we dress up for Easter? We never even dressed up for Easter. Like, we didn't do that type of stuff. So I used to go to church with friends. I had a friend when I grew up in the project, and she was a Jehovah's Witness. So I was exposed to that. I used to go because I just wanted to go where she was going, but I didn't understand what it was because I was too young. Excuse me. So yeah, how I got into spirituality is basically because, as y'all know, the pandemic hit us really hard, and a lot of us living through TikTok. So when I got on TikTok, I started seeing tarot videos. Did I know what tarot was up to that point? Not really. But tarot was all over TikTok in like 2019, 2020. Like, that's all we was watching. Tarot videos, watching that. And then I started being consumed by it, and I loved it so much. It started opening up my eyes to different things. And then in my personal life, a lot of spiritual things come through when you're going through a really hard time in your personal life. Like, in my personal life, I was currently married, and the relationship wasn't strong. It wasn't really good. I was really unhappy in the relationship. It was a lot of lying, dishonesty, trust, infidelity in my marriage. So with that being shown to me, when all that happening and me getting into spirituality and me getting a deeper meaning and then me getting into meditation, I will also say that my relationship actually propelled me to spirituality, because a lot of it has to do with me like having to like end something in my personal life to me to grow to this other part of me. That relationship, I had to find out later on in life that it was a karmic relationship, something that I was just meant to learn a life lesson from, because I had a problem with abandonment issues, insecurity, self-esteem, a lot of unhealed childhood wounds. So that person was put in my life to mirror that evilness, into that evil, that negative energy, and also narcissistic abuse. My mother was a narcissist, so being with him felt comfortable because I knew what that was. And at the time, I didn't know what narcissism was, or being with somebody who treated me like that was. I didn't understand that, but spirituality helped me actually learn about that codependency, narcissism, helped me heal from my self-worth, childhood trauma. Like, that relationship really propelled me to go into my healing journey. I started doing so much shadow work. I started doing so much research. I started meditating. I did want to get into tarot, but I bought me a deck of tarot cards, but I didn't use them. It's probably after me and my ex split ways. So I didn't start actually reading tarot until after he was out of the house. Yeah, so that what really propelled me into my spiritual journey. Was going through the breakdown of my relationship with him. So once I got into tarot and had to do a lot of healing. Once my marriage ended, I went into therapy. I did therapy for about 3 months. I found me a Black therapist. I did therapy for about 3 months. Therapy was good for me personally. I felt like it didn't do therapy isn't a cure for everything, but I definitely proud of myself for going, because a lot of people don't go to therapy. They think you can heal everything on their own, they can do everything on my own. But my therapist definitely was there for me in a very emotional time in my life when I didn't think I was going to make it. I was in a very emotionally dark place. So I'm definitely thank God for therapy. But therapy was a good experience, especially for somebody in my first time experience. I wish I could have went to therapy longer, but I didn't have the money to pay for it anymore. And I felt like my therapist was very much inconsistent. How therapists, like, I'm gonna have you do some homework, and then you do the homework, and when you come back, we can do it together. Sometimes I won't even get the homework. Like, it was very inconsistent, but I did appreciate it for what it did do. Because I had to, therapy, like, to start from the childhood to adolescence and everything like that. And just to know that our therapist, like, was that having somebody who on the outside listen to you and to give you, like, their version of your life, or just to see you in a different way of other people seeing you who doesn't know you. That was a very healthy thing for me, because I used to feel so much guilt. I just feel so much guilt so much bad because I wasn't really married to carry, and therapy gave me a way to release any guilt I was carrying from other people that was projecting onto me. I think the only thing I really had a lot of guilt from is that my oldest son, who was 15, I had him when I was 19, and I really didn't have anything. I still don't have anything. I really didn't have anything when I gave birth to him. And and the reason I kept my son, not saying I regret keeping him, but one of the reasons because his dad was the first person in my life who showed me love. But we didn't even last until I was like 22. Like, we didn't even last long. So I kept my son, trying to hold on to a fake relationship. But I don't regret keeping my son. But the thing was, I didn't have any support when I had my son. My mother was not there for me when I had my son. She was very abusive to me when I was pregnant with my son. I had to move out from my mom when I was pregnant with my son. I had to live with a friend and a family for like oh my God, I lived with them for about 6 months when I was pregnant with my son. My mother was very abusive towards me when I was pregnant with my son. I think I was 5 months pregnant with my son, and she kicked me in the stomach. And when I was pregnant with my baby, so I had to live with a family friend. And when I moved back in with her, she was very much of a bully to me. Like, she couldn't really put her hands on me, but she was threatening me a lot and stuff like that. And then when I gave birth to my son, she made me feel like she made me feel really, really bad because my son had to stay 7 weeks in the NICU when I gave birth to him, because he was underweight. Even though I was huge, but he was underweight because I was under so much extreme stress, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And he was small, so he had to stay in the hospital for about a week. But he was healthy when he came out. And by the time before he could turn 1, the relationship with my mom had completely deteriorated. She had went to jail because she left my son unattended on the couch, and she went to jail because she tried to stab somebody, and the police was called, so she ended up doing like 3 months in jail. And then when she got out, we lost our Section 8, so we all had to like dismember and everything like that. So a lot of bad things happened to me in my childhood and up to my late 20s. So yeah, so a lot of that I've been going through a lot of painful situations. Then when I got with my oldest son, my youngest, me and my youngest son dad got back together. My oldest son father got back together. Then we broke up again. Then we broke up. We got back together. Then we broke up again. Then a year later, I met my youngest son dad, who will become my husband. And we weren't even together a long time before I even got pregnant with my baby. So I decided to keep Christian because I wanted him, and his dad didn't want anything to do with him, but I kept him on my own because I wanted him anyway, and I wasn't pressuring him to be in his life, but the guilt made him want to be in my son's life. So we need to get it together, move in together. Eventually we got married, but the relationship wasn't made or created on a solid foundation. So eventually we would end up divorcing, and we was only married for like 3 years. So eventually we would end up divorcing, and that would make really catapulted to me into my spiritual journey to where I'm at now. Spirituality is a way of forcing you to deal with your unrooted problems. For me personally, I don't know if religion would have being a Christian would have helped me do the same thing, because a lot of Christian people pretend like nothing's happening or nothing's going on, just pray the pain away. But spirituality forces you to look at what's really bothering you, what's really got you going through this cycle of keep reliving the same thing. Because if you think about it, I was reliving the same pain over and over again. I was replacing the characters of my life. Only thing was they was changing and I was staying the same. So I have to go in and do some really deep rooted childhood trauma and therapy to unlock what was going on inside of me. And a lot of it came from my childhood. I didn't have a father. I really didn't have my mother was a really mentally and physically abusive towards us. She was a narcissist, and I really brought the birth of that pain and the birth of that abuse from her. And I took that and that transformed in my relationships and all of that like that. So I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for the opportunity to even get to the point where God was like, it's time for you to take a look at your life and really, really go deep down, do some healing, because you need to reevaluate the things that you're experiencing in this life, because it's not getting you anywhere. You keep living the same life over and over and over again, and I refuse to keep living that pattern. Nobody should have to go through this earth constantly going through painful situations, constantly going through betrayal and backstabbing, cheating and lying, and people not really fully loving you, appreciating you, because hurt people, and I was attracting hurt people who hurt people. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to do the work on myself and do the healing on myself. And the healing journey never ends. I feel like it never ends. I feel like I'm congested. Excuse me, y'all. But I feel like the healing journey will never, ever end. Don't think that you get to a point in your life, oh, I did the work, I'm done. No, you'll never be done with healing journey, because you'll never be until you're done with this life, period. You'll never be done with growing. Your mentally, spiritually, emotionally, nothing. Even financially, you'll never be done growing. This past year has been really, really hard on me. I feel like I'm come to a place where I just done everything I can, and now it's time to give it to God. And when it came to tarot is a way of also getting to a point where, oh, so you can read tarot. Oh, so you can read tarot. You're intuitive, so you can pick up on people, places, and things, and other people's emotions, and you're an empath, because empath and narcissists usually attract each other. People of the dark, narcissists and empath are usually the same person. It's just that I take my pain and decided to not project it on other people. A narcissist is the person who uses that pain to manipulate and project it on other people in a dark way. So it's like light attracts dark. So once I found out who I was and what I meant to do and who I meant to be in this world, I was able to work on that. Now that I know an empath, and I keep attracting narcissistic people because I'm unhealed empath. And when you're a healed empath, you will know the signs and the red flags of people who are trying to come into your life and just use you and manipulate you and things like that. So now I'm grateful for the journey, because if I didn't go through the suffering, I wouldn't have got the lessons. Unfortunately, wisdom and lessons come from painful situations, and I've been through my buttload of painful situations. So now I'm on the other side of, okay, now I can read tarot. I'm intuitive. I love it. And then God tells me, okay, now it's time for you to start help guide other people with tarot. And I was so scared to do that because I don't know. It's like I don't really like to be in the limelight like that, but I've always kind of been in the limelight like that, and I need to just take a look at my life, because I always like to be in the limelight. I've always been on camera and stuff like that. I've always been comfortable in camera and talking to people, but just being on live around people just talking to you and try to judge you and things like that, that was scary for me. So God was like, okay, it's now time for you to read tarot. And one thing I'm also beginning, that once I left my ex-husband, that's when my premonitions started coming in. He was blocking my premonitions and blocking my intuition as well. And I also remember one time, the last time I was like with him in our apartment, it felt like a negative entity was trying to attack me when I was in the bed with him. It was trying to attack my third eye. And I remember that day like crazy, because I felt like I was trying to get away and I couldn't get away because he was holding me. And it was like a dark entity was trying to attack me in my sleep, but I felt it and I was trying to get away. And I think I told him the dream when I woke up. And I also had a dream about him being in my third party situation. I didn't understand it at the time, because I didn't understand the dream. Like, I'm not good at dream interpretations, but they did tell me. But once I left him and we weren't together anymore, my dreams started coming in. My premonition started coming in like heavy. He was blocking my intuition, and then I got into really reading tarot like crazy, because I can trust my intuition. My intuition was being my guide and everything like that. Then I started doing readers on TikTok more actively, and eventually I did that, and the guy was like, okay, I'm gonna take this TikTok page away from you, because it's too many people watching you, my girl, and not people who weren't wishing the best on you, or people who wishing the worst on you. So God told me to take a little break from TikTok, to really just focus on something else, do something else, because like I said, it was too many people watching me at one time. I was attracting too many, not bad people, too many negative energy was watching me. And people was actually, other readers was actually telling me like, somebody want to hurt you, somebody wants you to shut the fuck up, somebody cannot stand what you're talking about. And I was never talking about anything evil. I was just speaking my truth, and which is the truth. And a lot of dark people don't want you to know the truth. They want you to think that what they're doing to you, the way they make you feel, the way they manipulate you when they hurt you, the way they hurt when they hurt you, that's the way you're supposed to be feeling. That's the way you're supposed to feel. Narcissistic people are of the devil. The greatest use of black magic are people who manipulate you, because that's when you take away somebody's free will. As well as when you don't give somebody the right, the truth to do or live the life they want to live. And a lot of people don't like that. So I was taking off that. So I stopped using that first TikTok page. Eventually I worked myself back up to my second TikTok page, what I do now. But now that I'm still doing readings on TikTok, I feel like my soul is also even growing even further, because now I don't want to read too much on TikTok. I'm able to receive information in my dreams. So I know a lot of things before that happen. Do I speak on a lot of the stuff? No. I write them down in my dream journal, because 9 out of 10, the dreams that I receive from God are people who are attempting to go against me, and He just want to make sure that I know about it and that they already taking care of it. But now I feel like I'm meant to move in a different way, like give guidance to other women who have also had to walk a mile in the shoes that we walk into this life. But I do still like to read on TikTok. I do like to post readers on TikTok. I do actually like to go TikTok live sometime, but God wants me to use my testimony on a wider platform like YouTube, a podcast, so you guys can know like I've been through so much in my life. Like it's been a battle. Like it's been a battle. I've been in the ring for a long time, and I could just say one of the words I use a lot is that I'm tired. And I'm tired of always having to fight. You know, I feel like Miss Sophia in The Color Purple, like all my life I had to fight. And I'm really, really tired of having to fight. Like everything has been a fight in my life. And I literally feel like I had to fight everybody that came up in my life. Either I was verbally fighting you, physically fighting you, or emotionally fighting you. I had literally just like stepped away from it and let God and my angels and my ancestors get on their neck, because I cannot fight with nobody anymore. I cannot give my energy away. I'm not gonna let anybody take my power from me because they feel some way about me. It's not my personal problem to deal with other people's thoughts and opinions about me. That's their problem. They should take care of that and don't bring that to me. And that's one thing I have to learn. I never really cared about what people think about me or said about me, but the people want you to feel bad and want you to apologize to them for being the person that you are because they feel inadequate or intimidated by your light. And that's not my problem. That's not my problem. And I'm not going to make it my problem. So that's my testimony. I'm probably going to come on here and share more. But that's just like how I got into spirituality. Where I'm at right now, though, I'm just letting God lead my footsteps, because a lot of this stuff, like, I feel confused about. But I feel like last night, the dream I got, and I had talked to another young woman. Hey, Mimi, if you see this video. I had talked to another young woman, and she's been helping me interpret my dreams. I really appreciate that, because I'm not good at the dream interpretations, y'all. I'm not good. Some of it I can break down my own, but a lot of it I can't. I'll be like, and I just write them down. But the dream I got last night, was telling me, like, it's time for you to teach others. It's time for you to take everything you have learned in this life, and teach others to know that if I'm able to walk through it and get past it and heal and forgive, that y'all can too. Forgiveness is not for the enemy, it's for you. I don't know who I would be if I chose to walk around with hatred and betrayal on my heart for the rest of my life. I don't think I would be the woman y'all see today. But I literally give it to God. And I think in my first videos I made on TikTok, I told them, like, I don't know how I made it this far without being a hateful, evil bitch. I don't even know. God has covered me in the ounce and the blanket and the cover of the blood. I have been anointed by God himself, because if I can tell y'all some of the things that people have done to me, like just stuff about my mom and my sister and my ex-husband, his family, my son's dad, his family. Like, when I tell you, like, these people have all come up against me and tried to hurt me in some type of way, all for nothing. And I'm still standing, but all it was to try to break me down, and I never broke down, because I was literally standing on the steps on the back of my ancestors, and I don't crumble easily, and I don't shake easily. So, and I move on with my life too. Like, you never let the enemy see you fall though. Like, they was all watching me, probably to see what I was gonna do, was gonna crumble, I was gonna fall, but I didn't, because I have purpose. And when somebody has purpose, no matter how hard somebody try to do to you, no matter how hard somebody try to push you off your path, it won't work, because that's not what God said to do. And a lot of people right now are under judgment, and it's my time to step out into faith and step into my new purpose in life, my new path in life. It's my time. And it's our time. It's time to live free. It's time to finally feel free. It's time to finally let that stress and that anger off your shoulders, you know, and to walk in the light and not dim it for nobody. If somebody is afraid of your light, is intimidated by your light, they need to go take a step back. If you don't like what you see when you see me, don't look at me. If you don't like the things I have to say, don't listen to me. But don't constantly try to ridicule me because you're intimidated by me and you don't understand how someone like me can still keep going, keep fighting, even what things you've been to. Maybe some things not meant for you to understand. That's it. That's all. But that's the gist of it for you guys. If you want to know more, just ask. But that's just a small snippet of my spiritual journey, where I'm at right now. Meditation has really helped me. I'm not that good at meditation though. I try to do at least 10-20 minutes a day. Journaling is like my everything. I love to get my thoughts out on paper. I've always been good at journaling. Ever since I was a little girl, I kept a journal. So keep y'all a journal. Even if you feel like you having the worst day of your life, speak it to God. Even if you don't have any words, speak it out loud to God. Write it down, because you know your angels and answers are right there with you as you journal your pain out, getting your pain out. Even if you have to scream, take a long walk. It's different forms of meditation. Everything don't have to be like sitting in the moment for 10-20 minutes. Some people get meditation through walking, cleaning the house, listening to music, dancing, singing. It's so many ways to heal yourself. And swimming, like so many different ways, running, so many ways to get that energy out, exercising. Like everything is, it's not gonna look, everybody else's journey not gonna look the same, and not meant to look the same, because we not all don't have the we're all not on the same journey. We might be on the same journey, we all on different paths of the journey. So do what's best for you. I'm doing what's best for me, you're gonna do what's best for you. I could always give you pointers and things like that, and we could do vice versa, but do what's best for you and what works for you. One thing that works for you is not always gonna be something that works for me. And that's okay. Don't let anybody take you off your path, projecting that negative energy, low vibration energy off onto you. And a lot of us who have to heal from that mama trauma and that childhood trauma, we got this. I feel like I'm going to talk about that more on this channel, because I feel like a lot of women have to go through that. Especially a lot of Black women have to go through that, dealing with mothers who try to destroy their own daughters, who are very jealous of their own daughters, who hate their own daughters for belongs to me. We're gonna get into that on another video. But you're probably some type of generational curse in your family, and your mother hates that you became a better woman and a better mother than she had, even though she tried to throw the bus at you. In some way, the bus went right through you. So congratulations to us. Everybody's on this journey. Continue to watch my videos, share my videos, like my videos, and I will see you on my next one. And I love you guys. Good night. I'm sending love and light to everybody. Good night.